Hello, good morning, students. Please subscribe the channel, drop a like, share, and comment. This is Progressive Monthly Magazine, September 2025, exercise number 23 on the speed of 100 words per minute. Start. Honorable Speaker, Sir, I take this opportunity to thank all the taxpayers of our country who have contributed immensely and strengthened the hands of the government in helping their fellow citizens in this hour of need. Drawing wisdom from our ancient texts, we continue on the path to progress. The proposals in this budget, while continuing with our declared policy of stable and predictable tax regime, intend to bring more reforms that will take ahead our vision to establish a trustworthy tax regime. This will further simplify the tax system, promote voluntary compliance by taxpayers, and reduce litigation. India is growing at an accelerated pace, and people are undertaking multiple financial transactions. The Income Tax Department has established a robust framework of reporting of taxpayers' transactions. In this context, some taxpayers may realize that they have committed omissions or mistakes in correctly estimating their income for tax payment. To provide an opportunity to correct such errors, I am proposing a new provision permitting taxpayers to file an updated return on payment of additional tax. This updated return can be filed within 2 years from the end of the relevant assessment year. Presently, if the department finds out that some income has been missed out by the SSE, it goes through a lengthy process of adjudication. Instead, with this proposal now, there will be a trust reposed in the taxpayers that will enable the assessee himself to declare the income that he may have missed out earlier while filing her return. Full details of the proposal are given in the finance bill. It is an affirmative step in the direction of voluntary tax compliance. Currently, cooperative societies are required to pay alternate minimum tax at the rate of 18 and 1/2%. However, companies pay the same at the rate of 15%. To provide a level playing field between cooperative societies and companies, I propose to reduce this rate for the cooperative societies also to 15%. I also propose to reduce the surcharge on cooperative societies from present 12% to 7% for those having total income of more than rupees 1 crore and up to rupees 10 crores. This would help in enhancing the income of cooperative societies and its members who are mostly from rural and farming communities. The parent or guardian of a differently abled person can take an insurance scheme for such person. There could be situations where differently abled dependents may need payment of annuity or lump sum amount even during the lifetime of their parents or guardians. I propose to thus allow the payment of annuity and lump sum amount to the differently abled dependent during the lifetime of parents or guardians, that is, on parents or guardians attaining the age of 60 years. At present, The central government contributes 14% of the salary of its employee to the national pension system. This is allowed as a deduction in computing the income of the employee. However, such deduction is allowed only to the extent of 10% of the salary in case of employees of the state government. To provide equal treatment to both central and state government employees, I propose to increase the tax deduction limit from 10% to 14% on employers' contribution to the NPS account of state government employees as well. This would help in enhancing the social security benefits of the state government employees and bring them at par with the central government employees. Startups have emerged as drivers of growth for our economy. Over the past few years, the country has seen a manifold increase in successful startups. Eligible startups established before 31 3 2022 had been provided a tax incentive for 3 consecutive years out of 10 years from incorporation. In view of the COVID pandemic, I propose to extend the period of incorporation of the eligible startup by one more year, that is, up to 31 3 2023 for providing such tax incentive. In an effort to establish a globally competitive business environment for certain domestic companies, a concessional tax regime of 15% tax was introduced by our government for newly incorporated domestic manufacturing companies. I propose to extend the last date for commencement of manufacturing or production under Section 115B by 1 year, that is from 31st March 2023 to 31st March 2024. There has been a phenomenal increase in transactions in virtual digital assets. The magnitude and frequency of these transactions have made it imperative to provide for a specific tax regime. Accordingly, for the taxation of virtual digital assets, I propose to provide that any income from transfer of any virtual digital asset shall be taxed at the rate of 30%. No deduction in respect of any expenditure or allowance shall be allowed while computing such income except cost of acquisition. Further, loss from transfer of virtual digital asset cannot be set off against any other income. Further, in order to capture the transaction details, I also propose to provide for TDS on payment.